Section 2.2, homework problem number 13 and number 14. I just changed the fraction from 7/3 to 3/2. So why is it confusing to show an improper fraction such as 3/2 with pieces of an object? So what is another way to show the fraction of 2/3? So we know if we try to use objects, you actually have to have two objects because 2/3 is bigger than 1. So if you draw it, you're going to have to draw one whole and divide it in. The denominator tells us we have to divide this whole into two equal parts. So each of them is going to be 1/2 together. It's 2/2. But then if you have 3/2, then you have to draw one more. So that's together 3/2. But if students get confused about this, we can use the number line to help them to explain this. So what we're going to do is we are going to another way to draw a number line. So you could I guess they didn't really ask us to draw it, so it just says what is another way. So the other way is to use a number line, but I can do it here. So when you have a number line, and then you put a 0 here and 1 here and 2 here, and then we are going to divide one unit into two equal parts, and then each of them is going to be 1/2. So that's 1/2, and 1 means 2/2, and then we have another one which is 3/2. So this will show clearly that we have 1/2, 2/2, and 3/2, which is right here. Now let's look at example for number 14. So draw a number line and plot 1/5 and 2/5 on the number line. And in your own words, explain why those locations for these fractions fit with our definition of fraction. So remember, the definition of fraction means 1/5 means one part, each of size 1/5, and 2/5 means two parts, and each of size two. I'm just going to put of size 1/5. So when on the number line, so we first put the tick mark for 0 and 1. So when we start, we would just put a 0 here and 1 here. And then we're going to, because the denominator tells us, we have to divide this into 5 equal parts. So which I did right here. So I'm going to get rid of this drawing. So we have 5 equal, these tick marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. And we take the first part, this is the first part, we get 1/5. And if we take two parts, that's 2/5. And of course, if we take 3 parts, that's going to be 3/5 and 4/5. And when you get to 5 parts, that's going to be the same as 1. Okay, so the distance between the tick marks is 1/5 of a unit. So that's 1/5. That's the size of each part, each section, 1/5 and 1/5 and 1/5. So that's why the first tick mark is just 1/5. But the second tick mark, because you have 2/5. And this is also how far. So how far this fraction is from 0. So this is 1/5 from 0, 2/5 is going to be 2/5 from 0, and so on.